Oh, hey guys. Today we're going to get something about Morides. Okay, so about Morides, about these, so let's go. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay. You look curious at our teacher. Don't you take picture of your Thanksgiving dinners? He asked. Mr. Scary thought for a minute. Yes. Now what I think about it, we do, Sheldon. We do take pictures of our Thanksgiving meals, he said. Sheldon smiled at Larry again. Larry was my favorite, he said. Look, see? Uncle Vern gave me a drumstick in our family. It's an honor to get a Thanksgiving drumstick. Sheldon stood up straight and tall. The drumstick is what a king gets, he said real proud. I never thought about that. I never got a drumstick, I said real disappointed. Me neither, said my friend Herbert. My mother said if he gives me the drumstick, I'll slop it on a tablecloth. Sheldon beamed. My Uncle Vern didn't care if I slopped it, he said. He just told me, enjoy it, Sheldon. Sheldon grinned real big. And here's something else I love Thanksgiving at Uncle Vern's, he said. Before we eat, we all hold hands around the table and we squeeze each other's hands 3 times. He joined us 2 hands together and showed us how to squeeze. 1 squeeze, 2 squeeze, 3 squeeze, he said. 3 squeezes stand for 3 special words. He looked around the room. Can anyone guess what the 3 special words are? He asked. Everyone thought and thought, but we could not come up with 3 special words. Finally, Mr. Scary put his hand on Sheldon's shoulder and smiled down to him. I love you. What? He said. Sheldon stood for a second. He smiled kind of shy. Oh, I love you too, he said. Another ship. Then he smiled kind of shy. No. But can you guess what words of 3 squeezes stand for? Mr. Scary stood there very frozen. He did not make any more guesses, and so finally Sheldon blurted out, Happy Turkey Day, he said. But 3 squeezes stand for Happy Turkey Day. And that's how come we always name the turkeys. Because we're made of Thanksgiving Day happy and delicious. And we don't ever want to forget them. I thought that over in my head. Everyone thought it over too. What the heck stick on my hand? Because that is the nicest way to remember a turkey that we ever heard of. Sheldon looked at his Thanksgiving pictures again. Good old Larry from last year, he said kind of quiet. Mr. Scary smiled. He walked to the board. He picked up his chalk. He wrote it on the board. 11. Good old Larry from last year. Everyone clapped some more. Good old Sheldon Potts. Wednesday. Dear First Grade Journal, today is the day for Thanksgiving feast in Room 1. All the children had to dress up like pilgrims or Native American at the first Thanksgiving. And so that is how come I told Mother not to make me a pilgrim costume, and I mean it. I could not have been louder, by the way. Only what do you know? Mother said she forgot I told her that. Plus also, she gave a costume doll to my grandma Helen Miller. So big surprise this morning. Helen brought the costume to my house. And oh no, was a stupid pilgrim dress. What? That's adorable. I did a shriek at that thing and ran down the hall and about the back door, hid behind the trash can next to the steps. But Mother found me speedy fast, and she held her hand a little tussle. I don't know what you know. I'm sitting in my chair at school. I'm wearing my stupid pilgrim dress. This is the worst day of my entire school career. Your friend, Junie B. I did not want to be a pilgrim, and I mean it. I slumped in my seat real glum. When bam, the morning got even worse. On account of May running into the room, she was dressed like a Native American Indian girl. That is what I wanted to be. I slumped low in my chair. May hurried down the road and she poked me in the arm. Hello, Junie Jones. Hello, she said. Look at Thanksgiving costume my mother made for me. I am a Native American Indian girl. If I'm Junie B, I said, oh, great. I am a pilgrim. Even when I don't like it, but it's okay. At least I got some clothes to wear, right? Kind of like that, though. Of course, at least you still have clothes to wear, or you going to be naked, right? She poked me again. Look how great this costume is. Look at this fridge on the bottom of my dress. Look at the beads around the collar. Look at my cute moustache. Look at my long braid in my hair. I turned my face away from her. Look at the back of my head, she said. May ran around in front of me. Guess what my name is, Junie Jones? My name is Chief May, chief of everybody. And I'll be bossing around with Native Americans at the feast today. Plus, I'll be bossing around with pilgrims, too. After that, she looked me over. Let's see. It looks like you, little pilgrim girl, she said. A little pilgrim girl is not a chief of anyone, is she? A little pilgrim girl is just a girl. She didn't smirk. What's your name, little pilgrim girl? She asked. You have a name? I have squinty eyes at her. My name is Get Out My Face, Chief Nutball, I said back. I did not know where it came up with a great name. These things should come to me. We frowned at her eyebrows. I think your name is Pilgrim Grouchy, she said. After that, she swung her long braid in my face as she sat down in her chair. Just then Mr. Scary came hurrying to the room. He'd been talking to someone in the hall. His face beamed at our costumes. Boys and girls, you look so great in your Thanksgiving outfits. Wait, maybe I got some bad issues about understanding those words. I'm sorry, but I have to write them down or I cannot even know what is it. Okay, pilgrims. Pilgrim. Okay, good. You can continue. He said, we are going to have the best time in our families today. Held up one finger. And don't forget, today the office is going to announce who won the Thankful contest. I did a loud groan. Great, I growled. I'm ready, hottish and sweatish. All I need to do is win a pie and vomit. Suddenly, a loud voice interrupted my grouching. Tap, 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 tap. And like this. Kind of like that, though. It's coming from the hall outside room 1. All the children ran to see. And whoa, it's the principal. He was hammering a nail in our door in his shoe. All our mouth came open as a sight. I cannot believe my eyeballs, I said, really shocked. I nailed a hole in our door. I'll get sent to principal office. I looked at Mr. Scary. You know what's true, by the way, I said. Been sent for way less than that. Shadow raised his hand. How come you're doing that, Principal? He asked. How come you're nailing a hole in your door with your shoe? Just then his eye glanced down at Principal's sock foot. Whoa, what kind of sock do you... What kind of sock do you have on there? He asked, really curious. Sheldon quick covers hands and knees to look closer. He raised his eyebrows. Are those sneeze socks? He asked. My grandpa Ned Potts wear knee socks. I got on my hands and knees too. My grandpa Frank Miller wears those kind of socks too, I said. We call them old man socks. Mr. Principal's face looked embarrassed at us. He said to please get away from his socks foot, and he quick put his shoe back on. After that, he did a deep breath to settle down. But surprise, he reached into his pocket and he pulled out a giant blue ribbon. He hung it right on the doornail. Congratulations to you, Room 1, he said real happy. You won first place in this year's thankful contest. All the Room 1 stood very still for a minute. And this is called We're in a Daze, I believe. Then boom, we jumped, clapped, and danced and yelled. We won, we won, we won, we yelled. Mr. Scary Face looked thrilled at us. I knew you could do it, he said. I told you that you were a special group. Me and Herbert linked our arms together and skipped in a happy circle. We won, Junie B, hollered Herb. We won a giant first place blue ribbon and a big pumpkin pie. Then screech! All the skipping came to stop because we remember the vomit part, that's why. Lerb and I looked sickish at each other, and all the other children looked sickish too. Oh no, we said. Pumpkin pie! We have to eat pumpkin pie. Then, good old Leanie came to rescue because he already had the whole thing figured out. Don't worry, everyone. I got a plan, he said, very excited. He pointed to the back of the room. We got a giant cleanup sink back there, remember? He said. All of us looked at the cleanup sink. So, we said. Leanie grinned. So if anyone makes us eat pie, we just have to go put it in our mouth and run to the cleanup sink and play quick spit it out, he said. All Room 1 thought for a second. Then whew, our big breath relief whoosh right out of us. Because spitting pie in the cleanup sink is a genius, of course. We started smiling again. Hooray for Leanie! That guy thinks of everything. All of us get back to our seats. Principal walked to the front of the room. He saw our thankful list on the board. There's add more stuff on the Tuesday app. We had add more stuff on Tuesday afternoon, so it was 20 whole item long. Principal read the list out loud. 1. Cranberry jelly in a can. 2. Exploding biscuits. 3. Nipsey noodles. 4. Rainbow sprinkles. 5. Toilet paper. 6. Money. 7. Philip Johnny Bob. 8. Polish Sergeant Chuck. 9. Sausages. 10. Stinky. 11. Good old Larry from last year. 12. Cookies, but not the coconut kind. What? 33. Jose's remote control. 14, I'm sorry. 14. Lighting bugs. 15. The big box of 64 crayons. 16. Penguins. 17. Leanie's washcloth puppets. 18. Whipped cream that Roger accidentally squirted in his mouth before school. 19. Nasal spray. And 20. The Cartoon Network. Ooh, I do watch it too. After he finished reading, the principal smiled real big. Boys and girls, this is the most honest list we have ever had in a school contest, he said. Thank you for telling us what children are really thankful for. Leanie turned around and looked at May. He did a big smirk. Nipsey noodles rule, he said. May turned his head back around, just when we heard feet in the hallway. And yay! Our favorite janitor came through the door. Gus Volney! It's Gus Volney! I shouted real thrilled. Gus Volney is the nicest janitor in the whole entire world. We're pushing a cart with a table and folding chairs on it. We jump up so he can see me. Gus Volney. I jump up so he could see me. Gus Volney, it's me. It's Junie B. Doubts, I yelled. Did you hear we won the thankful contest? Did you see the blue ribbon on our door? I hurried to the front of the room. What do you have there, Gus Volney? Is that folding chairs for our feast today? Because maybe I can help you with them. Gus Volney did a chuckle at me. Well, Junie B. Jones, don't you look nice today? He said. You're all dressed up like a pilgrim girl. I nodded. Yes, I know, I said. At first, I did not want to be a pilgrim girl. I saw me and Mother had a tussle behind the trash can. Only now, I can hardly even sweaty. Plus, also, I can spit pie in the cleanup sink. So my whole entire mood got better. Gus Volney got confused at me. Principal looked confused too. Mr. Scarrow walked me back to my seat. He said for me to please stay put. After that, Principal helped Gus Volney and Mr. Scary set up a table and chairs. And wait till you hear this. Our guests have signed up to bring the feast food. And so everyone didn't have to make a thing. I tapped on my friend Herbert. What kind of food is your mother bringing? I asked. My mother bringing Grandma. I asked. My mother and my grandma Miller bringing cranberry jelly. Herbert turned around. My mother had to work today, but my grandmother is bringing carrot sticks. Oh boy, I said. I love carrot sticks. Leanie grinned. Me too, he said. My grandmother is coming to a feast, but she's a terrible cook, so I signed her up for napkins. Sheldon heard us talking. My Uncle Vern is coming with my Grandpa Ned Potts, so we're printing tatter tots, he said. I did a gasp at delicious news. Yummy, yum, yum, I said. Tatter tots. May threw her head back. Pilgrims and Indians did not eat tatter tots, she said, real annoyed. My mother's bringing the real kind of food that I ate at the first Thanksgiving. She stood up at her desk, and she swung her long braid again. My mother's bringing squash and beans and stewed onion, and she said real proud. Ugh. After that, everyone got very quiet. I said to you, I hate squash, I don't like beans a little, and I hate onions. We are thinking about the stewed onion, I believe. When one by one, we turned around and we looked at the cleanup sink again. I glanced at Leanie. That sink is going to get a real workout today, I said. Just then, we heard a Morse footstep in the hall. And yippee, yippee! Our first Thanksgiving guest was here. And Lucille Richie Nana. And she brought a real actual Chef Guy with her. But Chef Guy was wearing a tall white hat and a long apron. He was all the way to his knees, almost. Also, he's carrying a giant silver tray with a shiny lid on top. He put a tray on the feast table and pulled off a lid. Wowie, wow, wow! It's the giantest turkey I ever saw. I ran to the table. Whoa! We ran to the table. Whoa, said Roger. How much does this boy weigh? How much did it cost? Did it cost? said Leanie. Can we have a drumstick? Asked Herb. What's his name? said Sheldon. But Richie Nana started to sputter. Oh dear. Well, let's see. I didn't really shop it for myself, so I don't know what it weighs or what it costs, and I don't think it has a name, she said. She raised her eyebrows at the Chef Guy. Does it? She asked. I thought for a second and I clapped my hands. I've got an idea. Let's name him Mr. Turkey Pants, I said. Then I laughed, and everyone laughed too. They were always funnier if you ever wore pants on the end of them. My Grandpa Miller, Frank Miller, taught me that lesson. Just then another guest came through the door. It was Herbert's grandmother, and she had a big white bowl full of carrot sticks. Whoa, this is a lot of carrot sticks, madam, I said. She looked at me and grinned. What's her name, Junie B? She asked. I thought again. Her name is Mr. Crunchy Pants, I said. After that, all of us laughed even more. Mr. Scary said, go back to your seat. Boys and girls, I know it's fun to have our families at our Thanksgiving feast today, but we have to be our best behavior for them, remember? His eyes zoomed in on me. And Junie B, I'm pretty sure you were finished naming the food, okay? I did a salute. Aye, aye, Captain, I said. I am a hoot. Just then, I turned my head and saw my mother came in with Grandma Helen Miller. And yippee! My Grandpa Frank Miller came too. I put a big bowl of jiggly cranberry jelly on the table. Hey, look, it's Mr. Jiggle Pants. I shouted. Mr. Scary did a frown at me. Mother and Grandma Miller frowned too. Grandpa laughed real loud. Then Grandma poked him with her elbow. I slid way down my chair. Oops, I said. Sorry. I covered my mouth in my hand. I didn't name food or the rest of the day. May's mother was the last guest to come in our room. She was carrying 3 bags of food. I did a sniff. Something didn't smell good. It was stewed onion, I believe. Also, this was a bean squash. My stomach did a flip-flop of those stinky smells. I took some deep breaths and tried to calm it down. There's a helpful hint. Deep breathing does not work that good when you're smelling stink. Finally, I said the word "block" and held my nose. Mr. Scary snapped my fingers at me. And that meant, please let go of your nose, I think. After that, all the guests sitting down, Mr. Scary said a welcome speech to them. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our feast, he said. Everyone would like to thank you for bringing this delicious food to help us celebrate Thanksgiving. After that, he gave the children a nod, and all of us shout, thank you. A lot of rehearsing has gone into that. It's going to be a wonderful day, said Mr. Scary. And so please grab a plate and let's get started. We let our guests go first. What is some kind of guest rule, apparently? Everyone lined up behind them. Only too bad for me, because someone took the lid off of stewy peewee onions. The smell almost knocked me down. My stomach felt sickish and rumbly. I ran to the end of the food line. Mr. Scary saw me go, but this time he did not get mad. And instead, he did an announcement to all the children. Boys and girls, today is a celebration. Sorry, an accident. To all the children. Boys and girls, today is a celebration of all the things we're thankful for. And since each of us thankful for different kind of foods, just take the food you love the most and enjoy the single bite. All of us did a deep breath of relief. But things got better because Mr. Scary walked over to the supply closet, pulled out some more bag of food for our Thanksgiving feast. And the name was Nipsey Noodles, shouted Leanie. Mr. Scary brought Nipsey Noodles. He ran to Mr. Scary, did a high five. After that, we could not wait to get our plates of food. It was the tastiest Thanksgiving dinner I ever even ate. I had turkey and carrot stick and Nipsey noodles and cranberry jelly, Herbert turkey and carrot stick, and 2 giant plops of applesauce. Leanie just had Nipsey noodles and us, and that's all. Plus also, he took 4 napkins. It will make my grandmother feel good, he said. After we finished eating, all the children walked around the room and we thanked our families for the food we brought. Thank you for the crunchy carrot sticks, I said to Herb's grandmother. Thank you for your huge big turkey, I said to Lucille, Richie, Nana. Your napkins were delicious, I said to Leanie's grandmother. After that, I thanked Mother and Grandma Miller for the cranberry jelly. Then Grandpa Frank Miller picked me up and spun me around real happy. Frank will be fun in my real actual class, I believe. After he got done with thank yous, Mr. Scary said he has more happy surprise for us. When he looked in the hallway, and he did a nod. And guess who came in next? Mr. Scotsman! I shout. It's Mr. Sklady's Gutsman! I shout. It's me, Mr. Sklady Gutsman! Mr. Gutsman is the bestest lunch lady in the whole entire world. I sprang out of my seat. Hello, Glady's Gutsman. It's me. It's Junie B. Jones. Mrs. Gutsman was holding 2 pie boxes in her hand. She put them down and waved at me. Hello, Junie B. Jones. Hello, children, she said. Congratulations on winning the thankful contest. She took out a pumpkin pie. She held it for anyone to see. Boys and girls, I picked these pumpkin pies for you myself. I used my own family recipe, she said. These pies would just melt in your mouth. Ooh, that looks great. Leanie looked at me and rolled his eyes. Mine will be melting in the cleanup sink, he said. Ditto, I said. Ditto is a grown-up word for mine will be melting in the cleanup sink too. Her face looked blockish and sickish. I just want to get it over with, he said. Leanie nodded. Let's do it, he said. Let's hurry up and get our pie. We'll do a quick spit in the cleanup sink. It will be all over. Mr. Gutsman started dishing out the pie. Me and Herb and Leanie took a deep breath. We quick ran to a pie table. Quick grabbed a plate and ran to the cleanup sink. Speedy fast. Look at the pie and make sick faces. Took another deep breath. Ready, set, go! All of us shoved some pie in our mouth. After that, we stood very still, let it just sit there, cold and squishy. I smacked my lips a little bit. Herb and Leanie smacked their lips too. And 1, 2, 3, gulp! We swallowed our pie at the exact same time. And wow! That stuff was delicious, I tell you. My head got confusion in it. Wait, hold it. I don't get it, I said. I hate pumpkin pie, but this pumpkin pie tastes delightful. Herb smacked some more. Yes, he said, it does taste delightful. Leanie did not talk. He was busy licking his plate. After he finished, he looked up and smiled. Mr. Gutsman is magic, he said. I was laughing real happy, because that was the answer. Lady Gutsman is magic. We hurried back to the pie table for seconds. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, we said real loud. This is the bestest first prize we ever ate. We ran and hugged her real happy. Mrs. Gutsman did a chuckle. As she leaned down, she hugged me back. She said, don't call her ladies. After all the pie was gone, I threw my plate in Mr. Scary trash can. And oh dear, that's when I saw him. Philip Johnny Bob was still sitting on the desk with Police Sergeant Chuck. Forgotten all about that guy. I ran over and picked him up and hugged him real tight. Philip, I said, how did I forget you? You've been sitting there for 2 whole days. You did not have one thing to eat. Philip nodded his head. I know it, he said. I really like some cranberry jelly right now. I patted it on his softy head. I know you would, Phil, but you can't have cranberry jelly, remember? I said. We tried it last Thanksgiving and you still have a cranberry stain on your mouth. Phil quick wiped his face. Oh yeah, right, he said. He looked at the feast table again. Is there anything I can eat over there? He said. I did a sign. I don't know, Phil, he said. At home I just shoved a peanut up in your trunk. But no one brought nuts to the feast today. He pointed to the carrot sticks. What about those, Phil? Would you like me to put a carrot stick up your trunk? I asked. Phil shook his head no. That looked gross, he said. I nodded. Yes, you're right, he said. I look gross. I look around, and all of a sudden, I spotted a brand new bag of Nipsey noodles. They were sitting on Mr. Scary's desk. Nipsey noodle was just the right size for Phil. Quick opened the bag and put a doodle in his trunk. Yum, said Philip. This doodle is delicious. Thank you, Junie bee. Thank you. Just then, a voice shouted in my ears. Hey, hold it. Those doodles don't belong to you, mister. They're under arrest. I quick spun around. The voice was coming from May. She was pointing to Police Sergeant Chuck. I hurried to Mr. Scary's desk. She picked him up, and boom! Out of nowhere, Chuck bopped and fell in the head with a trunk. You stole Nipsey Noodle, and stealing is against the law, he said. I may try to take the doodle right off of Philip's trunk, but Philip ducked around her. Everyone looked to see the commotion. Mr. Scary frowned real big. May started to holler. None of this is my fault, she said. Peanut Butter and Johnny had a Nipsey Noodle in his trunk. And Junie B stole it from him. I stamped my foot. No, I did not, I said. Nipsey noodles are a part of our Thanksgiving feast, and feast food is for sharing. May stamped her foot too. But that wasn't sharing food, Junie Jones. That was a brand new bag and belonged to Mr. Scary. May tried to pull Phil away from me, but I pulled it back. Plus, Philip bopped chunk on his head. When all of us got ready to wrestle, only before we could even started, Mr. Scary jumped between us. Girls, he said, that's enough. You have forgotten what we have guessed. Me and May looked at our guests. May's mother was frowning at us. Mother and Grandma Miller was frowning at us frowning again too. I glanced at Grandpa Frank Miller. He did a wink. That was refreshing. Mr. Scary kept on talking. I really don't understand what's getting to you girls when you pick up those elephants, he said. It's just a puzzle to me. I thought for a second. I did a little shrug. I know why it's a puzzle, I said. Me and May just having our elephants. And elephants like to bob each other. May nodded her head. Yes, he said. That's what their trunks are for. Trunks are for bobbing. That's how elephants play. I thought some more and look at May. Yeah, only maybe Mr. Scary knows that. Okay, let's just skip some because it's really long to hear. We're holding hands. Okay. Maybe it was too long, so I can't get part 4 because it's already too long. So bye bye. Bye.